introductory one, where I would like to present you the current situation with the cybersecurity undergraduate education, what we have recently introduced at Masaryk University, Faculty of Informatics. And therefore, I'm going to, just a second, I'm going to run the presentation. So, okay, I will, because there was some voice comment on the presentation. Sorry, I will share the screen. Just a second. Okay. Okay. So can you hear me? I suppose it's working. So I'm about to talk about 10 minutes about our recently introduced course on or study program on cybersecurity. We have introduced this study program during the course of the last year. So we have started the preparations about 2 years ago. And 1 year ago, we started the process of formal establishment, accreditation of the study program because of large demand from our industrial partners and from the praxis in general, not only from companies, but also from public administration. Sorry, I will, okay. Also from public administration, and therefore also the people from public administration institutions participate in preparation of the program and in partially also in teaching. So the cybersecurity, what I'm talking about is a bachelor study program introduced at Masaryk University as part of its security studies. So at Masaryk University, we have a group of study programs that are called security studies, and they include study programs from 3 faculties. So Faculty of Informatics, which is ours, computer science, then Faculty of Social Sciences, and then Faculty of Law. And a part of that, we have an advisory board for security studies led by our vice rector and also by Professor Mareš, who is a renowned expert in studying extremism and cyber threats. And so we coordinate these efforts across the university. So because we are a general university with all disciplines, such as starting from medicine up to computer science, we have to coordinate the processes. We have to coordinate the processes across the university. So in general, the university offers 2 levels of education in security studies. Primarily, Bachelor of Science in Security Studies, which is taught at the Faculty of Social Studies. These are the geopolitically oriented bachelor studies at security from different perspectives than cybersecurity. So geopolitical security, like ensuring of energy resources, like ensuring international stability, and so on. The graduates from such study programs usually continue or go to work, go to praxis, to the international departments of companies, to let's say the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but also to the Ministry of Interior, because they are, or to European organizations or agencies, and mostly they are like humanistic study program graduates. Recently, we also added a Bachelor of Science program at the Faculty of Informatics, which is the cybersecurity. And then we have at the master level, we have again master study programs at the Faculty of Social Sciences and again at the Faculty of Informatics. So there are two strong faculties, two strong schools teaching specialists in security studies. And the bachelor study program in cybersecurity is a combination of all those three specific subdisciplines. So it is computer science, it is social sciences, and it is law. In general, this is simply a joint study program between these three faculties, which is not so common because normally the faculties are taught, the faculties are expected to offer their study programs mostly within their capacity. So the collaboration across faculties is not so common, maybe with the exception of the teachers preparation study programs, which is usually a combination of two subjects. And this cybersecurity program is actually a combination of three subjects. So computer science, social sciences, and the faculty of law, or the legal aspect of cybersecurity. So it was officially established, accredited early 2020, so in this year. And we tried to already open the study program for incoming students. And we have got about 25 students altogether who started from September or October this year. Unfortunately, already from the very start, we had to cope with the pandemic situation, so we actually couldn't even see our students face to face. But nevertheless, we kept the contact with them, and we teach it online from the very beginning. We were quite pleasantly surprised that we could get these 25 students because yeah, the situation is not easy, and since we have announced the official opening of the program at the end of June or beginning of July, so this is quite, we might say, we must admit that this is quite a success to get 25 students in the very first year, or maybe even year number 0. As for the content of the study program, this is generally very strong in IT. So the basics are at the Faculty of Informatics. We have as the fundamentals of computer systems there, of networking, operating systems, and basic programming. So it means that the fundamental courses are so oriented that the graduates would be able to become network or system administrators. So they must know and have the specific skills which are in common with other system administrators. So they might immediately serve as system administrators, not only as specifically security experts. But also what is different from typical network or computer administrators is the fundamentals of security studies, because the security fundamentals of security studies is not only technically oriented, it talks also about the geopolitical context of the cyber threats, about the principles of cyber war, about the also the legal and organizational institutional issues of cybersecurity. So how it is managed, how the government actually tries to issue the law, establish structures, establish institutions, assign responsibilities to these institutions in cybersecurity, and so on. So this is what is also taught there, and what is different from the typical network administrator or a typical graduate of computer science. And this is quite obvious that those courses are taught at different faculty than computer science, so they are taught at the social sciences and the faculty of law. The profile of this study program is so-called professional or career-oriented. So this is a newly established concept of study programs, which allows the universities to produce graduates, mostly from bachelor level, but also from master level, that are really targeted to immediately jump into the practice. So they are expected to go through the 12-week interim project, which really is held within a company or within an organization, and the students are expected to really help, not only learn, but also to help the company or organization with their daily tasks. So this is the interim project. Then the students in general should get directly applicable knowledge and skills. So instead of just theory. And then the third pillar or principle is that the study program is constructed that way that it is mostly taught by, or not mostly, but let's say half and half, taught by the professionals that come from these organizations and companies, and they teach our students let's say directly after they have performed their work. So they usually work for the organizations and then go to the university to teach our students. So this is the way of teaching from professionals to professionals, which is highly desirable for this type of career-oriented study programs. And the first experience, what we have got within the last 3 months from performing the study program, is that the study program is in general suspected to be too heavy in content. So there are too many courses with different, let's say, scientific or subject methodology, because computer science is different than social sciences, then it is different than legal sciences. So it was quite complicated to combine all these three aspects or these three approaches together. Some people, some our colleagues from the Faculty of Computer Science, they claim that there is too few informatics, so it's too light in comparison with the other study programs. And the other complaint was that the students are different from those that we recently have, and it especially applies when we combine the students from these predominantly computer science program with the other security studies students, because they are usually coming from social sciences, and this is really different. And also the lecturing and the way of work of those groups is different. So, but nevertheless, it's necessary to be able to combine those two groups together, because in the praxis, typically at the National Cybersecurity Agency or Ministry of Interior or any other organizations, they are supposed to collaborate. So this is even better if they start to collaborate from the very first beginning of their study program. And the last complaint is somehow maybe even a surprise for us, that some of our colleagues claim that the new study program will cannibalize the other programs, because it already seems like some of the students already enrolled with other programs, that these students would like to jump from the other programs to this cybersecurity study program. So that they would like to switch study programs in favor of the cybersecurity. So this is maybe the most serious complaint after the first months of experience with the study program. Otherwise, it runs smoothly so far, and we expect that the program grows up to, let's say, number of 100 plus participants or students, because we have really strong demand from the National Cybersecurity Agency and the National Agency for Information and Communication Technology. And some of the demands or requirements are to extend the study program to the fully distant form, because now we are teaching distantly, but the normal way of teaching is not distant. So the question is whether a full distant teaching course would not be desirable, but it depends on many factors. One is accreditation, and the second is whether we are able to keep the attention of such students during the entire course of the study, which takes 3 or 4 years. So, well, that's it. That's all from myself. I will switch back, stop sharing the screen and switch back to my camera mode, and you can put questions immediately or later then, or if you put the questions into the chat, I will answer it during the next talk. Thank you for your attention.